Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a Slimline card for the Coffee Lovers Fall and Winter 2020 blog hop. Now, this Slimline card is also a pop-up card, and I used a whole bunch of products from Your Next Stamp. Folded, my Slimline card is 8.5 by 3.5 inches, which is my favorite size to work with on a Slimline card, and it fits in a number 10 business envelope. I did use a die by Trinity Stamps, which includes a die that will cut 3 evenly spaced stitched windows in your card, which is lots of fun. And then these cute images. They are from Beautiful Day by Your Next Stamp. And I also used the Thanks a Latte from Your Next Stamp. I bought both of these stamps when I realized I didn't have hardly any coffee themed images from Your Next Stamp. Both come with coordinating dies that you can buy separately, and I've added mine to a magnet sheet here. I bought these back in June and I've been having lots of fun with them. So that's what I used for my stamp. They were stamped with Your Next Stamp's black olive ink on Copic friendly cardstock, and I did do the coloring with Copic markers. I have new Ohuhu alcohol markers that I am using most of the time now, but these ones were done a while ago, so I know I did use Copic. And I added some distress stickles, so it kind of looks like granulated sugar. I always love a little sparkle on my cards. Sentiment was done on a fishtail banner, and then inside is the pop-up. So I have 2 box pop-ups, one on either side of this smaller one here. Wishing you a latte smiles today was done on my computer. I knew I wanted something that was long and I didn't have anything in my stash that would work. So I just printed it out on white cardstock, trimmed it, and matted it for the top of my card. Here we have stitched fishtail banners by Your Next Stamp, and as a place to sign my name. Now I was using up this pattern paper, not that I was trying to use it up, I loved it, but I was, I guess, more trying to utilize every bit of it. So both of these stitched squares are the fall away pieces from the front. And then I used another small scrap that fit in between my box pop-up and added a smaller box pop-up to the center of that. So that gave me a place to put my little iced coffee sipping cat, and that comes from Perfect Together by Your Next Stamp. A fun sentiment in that one, and again, coordinating dies are also available. You can see I added more distress stickles to the lid there for a little bit of sparkle, and I'm just loving these faces. I'm having fun adding faces to all kinds of my cards these days. Now the hearts are a stencil by scrapbook.com, and I use my iCrafter blending brushes just to add a little bit more color to the card. And I have my stamp from Riley & Company on the back. I get a lot of questions on that. It's called Email on Mantle, and it is available at Riley & Company online. So I have a bit of a tutorial for you on how to do a pop-up, because I know lots of people aren't familiar with how to do them, and they're so easy to do. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is one of Karen Burniston's crosshatch ovals, and I just wanted it to look like the cat was sitting on a little cozy rug. So I have a quick tutorial for you on how to make a box pop-up. There are endless ways to make pop-ups, but I just wanted to show you a very simple way to do it in case you're not familiar with making pop-up cards. So you're going to need an inner card and an outer card. So in my case, I have the turquoise outer card and the inner card is white, because you can see through your pop-up box, you can see the inside of your card. I also cut my inner card smaller so that it can fit inside and I don't need to worry about trying to line up edges. When you have a fold inside a fold, it ends up taking up a little bit more room, so it's very hard if your sizes are exactly the same to have everything line up. Cutting your inner card smaller than your outer card kind of alleviates that completely. So I did, because I didn't bring scissors over with me, I do have, my cuts are already done, but I'll show you what I did. For each box pop-up, you want to make, you need two cut lines, and they need to be even. They need to end at the same spot. To help me with that, I make a pencil line. Now normally I do a very light pencil line. Here I did it in pen so that you could see it a little easier. But it's hidden when the card is assembled, so you're not going to see it. You don't need to worry about erasing the pencil line, but I still like it just a light pencil line so there's no chance of you seeing it from the other side. So you make your two cuts right down to your line, and then you fold it away from yourself, finger press, you fold it towards yourself, finger press, and when you open it up, you push it to the inside and gently close your card again and give it another press. And there you have a simple box pop-up. Now, this line can go closer to the fold, further away from the fold. These lines can be narrower, wider. There's, as I said, all kinds of variation. What you have to be mindful of is what you're adhering to your pop-up. You want it to stay within the confines of the card. So this is a really cute little gnome home set, also from Your Next Stamp. And when you close the card, it stays in. If my pop-up had been any deeper, it would stick out the edge of the card. But this one fits just perfectly. Now, if I wanted to make a second one, and let's say I didn't want it to be quite as deep, so again, take it and pretend my line is here, fold it away from yourself, pinch it, fold it towards yourself, pinch it, and open it up, and push it to the inside, and then give it another finger press. And there is the second pop-up. Now, if I adhere this gnome home onto this pop-up, you can see I have a lot more room to play with. It fits within the confines of this inner card, whereas when I pop it onto the larger one, it does stick out of the inner card. So just a quick and easy tutorial on how to make a pop-up card and how you can add more than one pop-up inside your card and how you can easily change the size of your pop-ups. Now, as I said, there's all kinds of variations that you can do, but that is the technique that I used on my pop-up slimline card here. I realized after I got everything put away, I hadn't shown you how to adhere the inner card into the backing card. So I've pulled it all out again to show you here, and I'm going to just sneak this into the other video in case you're wondering why the lighting is different. I usually adhere one side at a time, so we'll start with the top, and the blue highlighted lines, that's where I would add my adhesive. You don't want any adhesive in your spots here, so you can't apply adhesive onto your backing card. You have to do it onto the pop-up. If you just put adhesive across here and then glued this in, it would affect the pop-up, and you could actually glue the card closed because this spot and this spot are open. So if you had adhesive here, that would glue closed. So add adhesive as I've shown here, just a little bit, and I tend to use a dry adhesive. I don't want the wet adhesive to ooze out, but if you're not comfortable and you want a little bit of wiggle room, use a very light coating of liquid adhesive here and here. I put it into my card right up against the fold, so it's centered here and here. I've got as much space as I need to here, but my folds are right into as close as I can get them into the fold there. And then I simply close my card against the adhesive, and then when you open it up, it will be attached. Of course, I didn't actually use adhesive, so mine's not attached. Then you turn it over and repeat it on the other side. Add adhesive here, 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 across here. I always like to make sure my corners are adhered down. I see lots of crafters add adhesive in the center, put it on, but then their corners are lifting. If you're going to take the time to make a handmade card for someone, take the time to make sure it's all adhered down properly. So by now this one is attached. You fold this up, add your adhesive lightly here, make sure you get your corners, and then you don't need to line it up into the fold because it's already adhered from adhering this first panel. And then you just close the card, press, and you will have your pop-up. So you can see I have two pop-ups cut into the white inner card and then another pop-up on the plaid paper that was glued in between these two. If you enjoyed my card today, please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my interactive cards. I also hope you will check out the Coffee Lovers blog hop. There is always so much inspiration on this hop. I love participating and I love seeing everything that the creators make for it. And there's lots of prizes, very, very generous sponsors for this hop. So I will have it linked below, and I will have my blog post linked in the description below, and you'll be set to go get inspired by coffee and tea and cider and hot chocolate. And that's it for me today.